Or a very seasoned entrepreneur is, you start with the end game in mind. Like, what's the exit? What's the disposition? What is the end result? Hey, it's Paul. How you doing? I don't give out the names of my coaching students, and I don't give out the details of who the coaching students are, but I can talk to you specifically about instances and scenarios that have actually happened with coaching students. And earlier this week, I had this scenario happen, and I want to share it with you because I think it's important in terms of achieving goals, setting goals, getting what you want. And this particular student has a certain project that she wants to embark on. So she asked for my assistance. We're already in a coaching arrangement. I said, fine, we'll move off track a little bit and we'll go over here and talk about this for the next level. And she says, so help me know what I need to do in this particular project. And I thought about it for a moment and I said, all right, I'll tell you where to start. Let's start at the end and let's work backwards. And she kind of was startled. She thought maybe we would start at the beginning because the project that she's asking me to help her with is something I'm extremely familiar with, this type of project, and have done numerous times and very successful at it. But I knew that if we started at the beginning and build on from step one to step two, step three, none of the parts would make sense unless we knew what was going to happen at the end, what the end result is of this project that she wants to put together. And so we spent a moment identifying what the end game is. What's the end result? What's the end product going to look like? How is she going to feel when that product is done? Who does that product address? Who does it speak to? So we took the end game, and then we worked backwards, okay? If you're going to get there, then here are a few components that need to happen to get there. And before those components are laid in place, there are a few other components before that. Oh, by the way, here is step one. Now, I've simplified this a little bit for you because the conversation was extensive and lengthy. But the point that I want to make with you, and the point that all too often so many entrepreneurs don't really understand, unless you're a very seasoned entrepreneur, is you start with the end game in mind. Like, what's the exit? What's the disposition? What is the end result that you want to achieve? And then we start backing down until we get to a point which is the starting point. And then from the starting point, then we take another look at it, going back up the ladder to make sure that it reinforces or it supports the end game. So the point here today is start with the end in mind. Now, this is not a new concept. I think I know Stephen Covey wrote about this in his 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Start with the end in mind. But we forget, and we get too preoccupied with the details in advance and forget or don't give enough importance to what the end game is. Start with the end game in mind. If you need coaching and you want a strategy session, a free strategy session with me, check out paulmontalongo.com/strategy. Get on my calendar. I'm happy to talk to you. Until we talk again, go make it a great day. Start with the end in mind, would you please?